Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. We are back at it with 2XO, the Tribute Series. So this is actually the first time ever I've had 2XO on the channel. So really excited to dive into everything 2XO related. But before we do so, let's call it a couple housekeeping things, some updates. Cool? All right. First and foremost, we are like this close to 15,000 subscribers. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button. I know a lot of people watch the channel and they're like, Judge, we watch the channel. However, we just haven't hit the subscribe button. So I'm asking you, come on, hook me up. Help me to get to 15,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button now. Next thing, barrel picks. So earlier today, I released 2 barrel picks, a Russell's Reserve single barrel, which was amazing, as well as a Kentucky Spirit barrel pick, which is also amazing. That was a collaboration pick with my good friends SLB Drinks, as well as Stuff and Whiskey. And then earlier this week, I did a barrel release with a Driftless Glen Cask Strength Rye Whiskey, which was amazing. Some of those are still left. We have left in stock, and that was a collaboration pick as well with the Bourbon Van and Chris from Bourbon of the Week. So a lot of cool things going on. A ton of other barrel picks already in the works. Ones we've already picked, just waiting for them to come in. So if you're interested in becoming a patron, go ahead and check me out over on Patreon. Speaking of patrons, let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to our newest patron group. So we have Paul De Palma, Kim Michael, Mopar727, cool name by the way, Mopar. So Mopar727, Reed Gunderson, Jim Harger, Mike Choice, and Lewis Hill. So thank you all for becoming patrons and supporting the Bourbon Judge, and honestly, truly for helping for all this come to fruition. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you, as well as I should say thank you for all my other patrons as well. Thanks for all the ongoing support. So welcome all to the Judge family, as we like to say, and let's have a little bit of fun. Speaking of patrons, I'm gonna go ahead and pour this. So this bottle, I've heard of 2XO, right? I mean, you think of 2XO as a brand. I think most people have heard of 2XO, but let me give a little bit of background on it. So one of my patrons, my good friend Anthony down in North Carolina, Anthony Spencer, he's like, Judge, have you had the 2XO, the Tribute Series? And I'm like, Anthony, I haven't. Like I've seen some of their other products as well. I've seen it on the shelf, but I haven't tried it. He's like, this is a $100 product. It's just sitting on shelves and it's flat out amazing. I'm like, I don't know, Anthony. $100? I'm like, I'm not sure, man. He's like, hey, Judge, I'm going to send you a bottle. So, Anthony, cheers to you, my man. And thanks for sending this over. So, I've already poured a little bit in my Infinity bottle. And you guys know the way I rock and roll. I, of course, also had a small little pour as well. Just kind of test it out beforehand. But now this had a chance to kind of open up over a few days. Let's dive into it. So when you think about 2XO, what comes to mind? First and foremost, the brand itself was started by Dixon Dedman, right? So Dixon, when you think of him, so he recently started, I should say, not too long ago, restarted rather, Kentucky Owl. So he restarted the Kentucky Owl brand. He partnered with Mark and Sherry Carter. Obviously, they split off to the whole Oak Carter lineup, of course, in their own brand. And then he sold off Kentucky Owl to a huge conglomerate, large company, right? So he sold that off. So he wanted to kind of start back his own brand, something brand new, and call it 2XO. And when you think about 2XO, what does that really mean? It means 2 times the oak. Essentially, this whole brand is really kind of dedicated to double oak or double oaked, whiskeys as a whole, which for many people this day and age, many people love a double oaked, either a bourbon or a rye. So this one here, this is the 3rd release in the lineup. He had he had the Phoenix, which I think was the original. Then he had the Innkeeper, kind of paying homage, of course, like to his parents, which of course they started the famous inn in Kentucky, which many people know, of course, Dixon from that brand, from the inn itself. And then fast forward, of course, he has this as the 3rd release, which is the Tribute. So this is paying tribute to not only his parents who kind of paved the way, but then also to all the other like whiskey pioneers who really helped him out and kind of educated him on everything whiskey related. So pretty cool from that standpoint. So I do love the branding on the front here. You got the 2XO. This is the, as it says, 2 times oak by Dixon Dedman, which is pretty cool. And you got the lovely name here, the Tribute Blend. So this one comes in at exactly 104 proof. So 104 proof, and like Anthony said, it's a $100 bottle, so $99.99. I've seen it by me. It sits on shelves. I've seen it in other places as well. but I'd never had a chance to review it before on the channel. So really interested to see what this is all about. So Dixon, he, obviously, of course, he's sourcing whiskey, but he's blending it together in very small little batches, and then he's using obviously 2 times the oak. So he's double oaking or adding an extra barrel, rather, I should say, for all of his smaller blends that he's creating, such as this one here. So let's go ahead and dive into this one real quick. All right, so 104 proof, $100, but we do not know the age, so no age statement. Nor do we know the blended mash bill. We don't know that either. All we know is it's 104 proof, it's $100, but it is a double oaked bourbon. So it's a double oak bourbon that's blended together, right? So multiple different barrels all kind of blended in. And Dixon, I will say, with Kentucky Owl, he made some fantastic releases. So my guess is this is probably pretty darn tasty. But let's go ahead and dive into it real quick. Oh man, I'll tell you, from a nose standpoint, this is pretty darn delicious. I can't lie, from the nose, this is really, really nice. You're getting everything you want in a double oak product. You're getting tons of caramel, tons of brown sugar, and I mean just a ton of oak. A ton of oak. But this also has a lot of fruit in there as well. Darker fruits. More blackberries. Some plums, so it's fruity. You got the chocolate notes, you got the leather notes, the oak, the caramel. Very deep and very rich from a nose standpoint. Really, really nice. The nose is really nice. All right, Tribute series. Is it worth $100? We shall see. Hey, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know whether or not have you tried the 2XO, the Tribute series, or any of the other 2XO products before in the past. And if so, what are your thoughts? And last but not least, like I said earlier, hit the subscribe button. Yes, hit it now. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Cheers, everybody. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm going to reserve my judgment for now. Let me get a little bit more. Just need another small sip just to make sure. All right. Wow. All right. Couple things. Number 1, everything in the nose matches the palate. And I mean everything. Literally, this is probably a wonderful representation of the nose matching the palate. What's unique is the fact that those fruit notes, they are there in the nose, but it's like an explosion of it in the palate. So you have all those like fruit notes, the blackberries, the plum notes, kind of all mixed together with all the leather, the caramel, the oak notes. Obviously, of course, like from the second barrel, a wonderful representation of the nose matching the palate. And I should say, at 104 proof, that is a nice, steady, and long finish. It is like the perfect finish. So the question is, Judge, is it $100 bottle of whiskey? Is it worth $100? So is it a buy, a do not buy, leave it on the shelf, or a split decision? Woo! Well, folks, you guys know in this courtroom, always honest and fair judgment. This, the glass even jumped. This is a definite buy. I can't lie. My man Anthony was spot on. This is a fantastic, and I mean a fantastic, double oaked whiskey. So 2XO, the Tribute series, the first one from the judge in this courtroom, but I will say this is absolutely worth picking up. I think it's great. I don't know what the age is. I don't honestly even care, and I have no clue what the mash bill kind of breakdown is, right? From a blended mash bill perspective. But Dixon, you put your foot into the 2XO Tribute series. This is damn good. Hey friends, until the next time, peace, cheers, and most important, salute. Take care.